What's going on here, everybody? It's been a while. It's been over like over 2 years. It's been nearly 3 years since I've put out a video, but we're gonna put this one just up on the channel. This is gonna be a new YouTube series, and we're trying to rebuild a team that last year couldn't even get to 5 wins. Couldn't even get to 3 wins. Struggled to do that. And this past season they were 6-10, and you guys are seeing the records of the teams a season ago. But this is the team now, and I want to get into the details of what this series is going to be. But this is really going to be the roster. This is part of the Week 1 roster. Deontay Burnett is going to be one of our wide receivers. Let's go to the tight end. Our starting tight end will be Christopher Herndon IV. Our right tackle will be Orlando Brown Jr., the former Raven. This is going to be one of the draft picks I already made. Noah Estranda is going to be at the guard position, right guard. Now, Ben Jones is stepping in for an injury of Noah. I forgot his name, and guys, it's been a long day. I actually had an exam today. Sorry. But here is Max Sharping. He's going to be the left guard. And Mekhi Becton, he has a lot to prove. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But this is Matthew Jones. There he goes, Denzel Mims. This might be the last year for him as in a Jets uniform. But here's going to be the guy that we're going to control throughout this series. Owen Phillips, 23-year-old quarterback. Picked number 84 overall in the 2021 NFL draft. And we'll get into his numbers throughout the first 2 years of his career. This is his 3rd year coming up. Now let's go talk about the defense. The guy that's right now has vision of Ronald Jones. That was Tack McKinley. In the inside, it's gonna be Jonathan Allen and Quentin Williams. They'll be playing the inside. Rashawn Gary, the former Green Bay Packer, is here in New York. Hopefully he can provide some help for the defense. Our defense was not that good last year. Aston Davis is going to be a part of this team. I don't know if he's going to start. Who knows? I don't know who's going to exactly start Week 1. This is just kind of a rough sketch, so bear with me here. And I'm sorry I haven't done this in a while. I apologize. But you guys see a guy that played for my former team, CJ Mosley, and here is a guy that made the Pro Bowl a year ago, Will Shelby, our strong safety, and I think he's hoping to put himself in that star category. There goes Marcus Williams. That's going to be on the other side of him. Kevin Mobley, he's going into his 2nd season. It should be exciting to see how these guys play. And also there is Mr. Trey Flowers. He's going to be one of our starting corners as well. And there is the former Chief Travarius Ward. And again, guys, I apologize. Bear with me. Now here's the backup quarterback. James Morgan. And here's our kicker, Tyler Taylor, who, by the way, was coming off a really good season. 23 out of 25. Really good. And our punter will be Michael, I was about to say Michael Badgley, but that's not Badgley. That's not Badgley, no. But here's some preseason highlights and stuff like that. Here it is. Guys, I don't know how this series is gonna turn out. I don't. We'll see how this one really ends up playing out. I don't know how this is going to play out. We're going to jump into the 2nd quarter here, everybody, and you guys will see how I play, or if you have any idea of how I usually play these games, you probably already know what this series is most likely going to be about. But there is actually, this past draft's first overall pick for this team, Cesar Alonso. I think there's high expectations for that young man. Even though he's not the number 1 defensive tackle, we'll definitely see him quite a bit. And I definitely would want him on the field quite a bit this year, He's right now, I think, currently tied for 2nd on the depth chart for defensive tackles. We'll go over that later on in the video. But how is the format gonna go for this series? I think it's gonna go similarly to how the Patriots for Zach Phillips on Madden 20 went, where it was pretty much every game by game, only offense. We might see a little bit of defense this time, but this time I am controlling the whole team. I am making adjustments and stuff like that, and I might implement a system where if a guy actually has a really good season, not just on our team, but maybe on a different team, he gets upgraded. He might get boosted up, maybe in overall or maybe development trade, stuff like that, and maybe I can control a team where it doesn't really make sense for an older guy to be the starter and they have a young guy waiting in the wings. Maybe, I might just up the young guys overall to make sure the young guy gets a chance to start. But you guys are going to see right now the highlights for the offense and the defense. There are some young guys on this field that did not make the team, but there are some guys on this field that did end up making the team. So, it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be an interesting season, because let me give you guys a little bit more context of what happened. The first year I simulated, which was obviously the 2020 season. This is an older football game, football video game. Excuse me. We went 8-8. I think we were 8-5, and we lost 3 straight, and we lost in the wild card round. And we didn't get there. Obviously, if I would have shown you the numbers, and there goes the rookie tight end. If I would have shown you the numbers from Sam Darnold, you could probably tell we didn't get there. We didn't get to the playoffs because of him. We got there because of the guys around him and what they did. So we decided to move on, and we decided to take a quarterback, and that's what led to us taking Owen Phillips. I guess another quarterback, a part of the Owen family tree, So, and I think the next year we struggled mightily. I think we only won, I believe, 4 games. I could be wrong. I don't have it. I don't have those numbers right in front of me. It's just a struggle of a season. And we're gonna take a look at Dan's numbers. Dan, he threw for over 4,000 yards with 19 touchdowns, 16 picks. We'll get into more of those numbers before the video's over, but you guys just saw drops. This is still, and we'll get into the age of this team as well. This is a young football team, but we kind of had a little bit of a fire sale where we traded away guys that probably didn't want to be here, didn't want to be in New York, and we got draft picks, and those draft picks helped us pick some of the guys that you're gonna see on the field in week 1. In week 1, we'll take on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills that won the division last season. So, let's meet the week 1 starters. Sorry guys, and again, my mom is so. By the way, guys, I still am doing school, so this isn't going to really be a perfect video, and I apologize for that. But here is the week 1 roster, and let's take a look at these numbers real quick for Owen Phillips. This is his 3rd season. He has not been voted to a Pro Bowl yet. You guys see, 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 13 picks, an improvement from last season. He showed a lot of promise from year 1 to year 2. But he needs to continue to take steps forward, and I definitely would say if you're the Jets, you don't want to have many seasons of him, in terms of his sacks taken. You don't want many of those seasons ending up in the 40s or even in the 30s. Keep it 30 and below. But you guys see, we drafted a rookie this year called his name was Ben Colvin. He has a chance to be the running back of the future. We'll see how that works out. We signed a guy in free agency named Deontay Burnett. You know, I think he's going to play a pivotal role in this offense. And here's another rookie with hidden development, Justice Jackson. I think he has a chance to be special. And here's another rookie, Levi Bates. He's backing up Christopher Herndon the fourth. We already talked about some of these guys, so we're not going to go over all these guys. Mekhi Becton, this is a big year for him. Year 2, 22 sacks given up. I understand he had a rookie behind him and stuff like that, but 22 sacks given up, that's a problem. That's a massive problem. Noah Lockhart, I completely just blanked down his name earlier. I apologize for that. Orlando Brown, the former Raven, he's our right tackle, you know. Now on the defensive side, Dean Lowry, Quinn Williams, and Takk McKinley, Jonathan Allen, Tristan Hill is here in New York, and like I said, Cesar Alonso will most likely get a good amount of playing time. He won't be second because I just think he's too good to just have him sit on the bench. He's gonna play. He is gonna play this year. I don't think he's gonna be the starter. Do I think he's gonna start? But is he gonna play a good amount of snaps each game? Probably, hopefully, 20 to 32 snaps a game. Yeah. But here's another guy that I'm excited about, Owen Sullivan. He's gonna get some playing time this year and see how he does. Now at corner, Trey Flowers, Travarius Ward, Calvin Mobley is gonna be one of our top 3 corners this year, and in my opinion, he has a very good shot to be, in my opinion, our number 1 corner by the time this season's over, and without question, by the time we start next season, and you got Devon Presley and Deontay German, Marcus Williams. We already went over him, and Ashton Davis. And here is the here is the free safety, the former New Orleans Saint, and here's our Pro Bowl strong safety, Will Shelby, So this is going to be the Week 1 roster. Just so you guys understand, if the schedule doesn't really align up to the way I like it, we'll probably build out the team and we might do a simulation. And maybe I just sim and then afterwards get to the end of the season. Just kind of go game by game to see what happened. That's what we might do in those situations anyway. Just so you guys know. But let's go move on to the regular season, right? In Week 1, we get the Dolphins. In Week 1, we get the Bills. Week 2, we get the Dolphins. And then our Week 3, we get our first home game against the Pats. Then the Titans and the Raiders, all 3 straight at home. And then we get the Battle of New York against the Giants. Then we have the Philadelphia Eagles after a road game against the Giants. We have the Eagles at home. Then we have a road game against the Ravens in Week 8. Then in Week 9, that's when the bye week will hit. And then coming off the bye, we have 2 road games against the Broncos and the Patriots, both at 4:15. And then we have a home game, 2 home games against Washington, against Washington, and then against Buffalo. The game against Washington will be on Monday night. And then the end of the year, last 4 games will be at Kansas City, at home against the Chargers, on the road against Dallas, and then we finish the year in division matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Should be an interesting season. We'll see how this year plays out. I don't know how often this series is going to get uploaded. We'll see. Catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.